What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and today we have a lot of exciting news to go over. We have some Deadpool 3 news and some Guardians of the Galaxy casting news and info. Deadline has released an article about an actress joining the cast and crew of the Guardians team, and in true James Gunn fashion, he took to Twitter to confirm this. And Deadpool 3 gets a very exciting update, and there's even a tiny little bit of a teaser that another MCU actor could be appearing in Deadpool 3. Now, hopefully a lot of MCU actors make cameos in Deadpool 3. Maybe it could be how we actually thought Multiverse of Madness was going to be. Just a ton of cameos all throughout the movie. But this one hinted at actor I would actually really love to see interact with Deadpool, because I think it would be extremely funny to see. And I actually think it would be really funny to see this character behave in a rated R way, because we're talking about the God of Thunder, Thor. So, exciting things to talk about today. Let's dive into it. And of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. So over the past week, Deadpool has gotten a few really exciting updates. Now, in case you didn't know, Ryan Reynolds recently took a little hiatus from acting and directing, and a lot of people kind of freaked out because they thought that Ryan Reynolds was putting Deadpool 3 on hold. However, he has confirmed that he has been working on the script the entire time. One of the great things about Deadpool coming to the MCU is that Ryan Reynolds worked it out with Kevin Feige to where they can both produce the movie, and where Ryan Reynolds can actually have a really big say on everything that happens. Now, of course, he had a lot to say about what happened in the first two, but he has even more creative control now. And now he's working with the big dog, Kevin Feige, who of course is brilliant. So I'm expecting the best Deadpool film that we've gotten yet. Now, Ryan Reynolds has been working on the script for a very long time, but the Deadpool team recently got new writers for the script as well. And here's where things actually kind of get interesting. Now, the original writers who were helping Ryan Reynolds write the script were the Molyneux sisters, who were the writers for Bob's Burgers. And they did a lot to the first edition of the script. However, now there are two new writers attached, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, and the way they talk about the script makes it sound like there's a lot of really exciting things going to go down in Deadpool 3, because they talk about how secretive the script is. In an interview with Den of Geek, they were asked about if they were using elements from the previous drafts of the script written by the Molyneux sisters, in which they responded by saying they have an answer, but they're really not supposed to divulge any plot details. Now, they said that jokingly, and then they continued to kind of joke and said they are working in a secret vault under an ocean somewhere, implying that everything that is going down with Deadpool 3 is a very huge secret. Now, I've pitched before what I think would be an amazing plot for Deadpool 3. It would be hilarious and just have an insane amount of cameos, and I'll talk about that in just a sec, but here's where things get kind of exciting on the Thor front. Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick recently collaborated with Thor on a Netflix film, Spiderhead. So in an interview with Den of Geek, they asked the two writers if Thor could be making an appearance in Ryan Reynolds' film, if we could get a Deadpool and Thor interaction, and here's what they responded with. Reese said that it would be super cool, but if he did, they certainly couldn't talk about it. Now, of course, this is in no way a confirmation that Thor is going to be in Deadpool 3. However, I do think that we are going to get an insane amount of cameos in Deadpool 3, because I think Deadpool 3 is going to be a story about how he goes from the Fox universe to the MCU. You almost have to go this route with a character like Deadpool, because he is so aware of the actual reality of the movies. Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. That's one of the most exciting things about Deadpool. He can address what the audience is actually thinking. He doesn't just live inside of the boundaries of the film. And we know that he's going to be in the MCU, but he's got to get out of the Fox universe first. And the way I hope he does that, and I've mentioned this before, is I hope they do a Deadpool kills the Fox universe storyline, to where he just completely kills every single person in the Fox universe and makes it to where they can all now be in the MCU. Obviously, it would be their variants, and he would address this in a fourth wall breaking type of way, but I think it would be really funny if that's how he actually got to the MCU. And kind of wanted to keep the MCU to himself, that's why he would kill everybody else. Now, if you're wondering about Deadpool being rated R over at Marvel Studios and Disney, I understand your concern. It was my concern as well that Disney would not allow Deadpool to remain rated R. However, it appears we have absolutely nothing to worry about. In that same interview with Den of Geek, the writers were asked if Disney was going to kind of make them behave and play PG-13. Or would they be allowed to remain rated R? In which they replied that the studio has actually been very supportive of the characters' rated R requirements. They said in the interview they've been very supportive with regard to that. Now, when it comes to a particular joke, if we cross a line, maybe we'll hear at some point, maybe not that joke. But I think they've been incredibly supportive of what we're doing because obviously we were doing it separate from them for a long time, and I think they've seen the success and they've had their own even greater success. So hopefully it'll be a marriage made in heaven, but we've definitely got their support and that's a great thing to feel. So it looks like Deadpool is in fact remaining rated R, and this is coming directly from the writers themselves. However, it does look like Kevin Feige does have a line, and he might make them rewrite some of the jokes that they have. But if there's anybody that I have confidence in, it's Kevin Feige. Now, as far as some Guardians of the Galaxy 3 news, we have a new cast member. Deadline has reported an exclusive that Oscar nominee Maria Bakalova has joined the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in a key role. Now, unfortunately, they did not reveal what role this is going to be. However, like I mentioned, in true James Gunn fashion, he went to Twitter and did confirm that she is in fact part of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 cast. He replied to Deadline's tweet saying, yes, okay, I guess I should be surprised it took you guys this long to get this one. Maria Bakalova is incredible. Hashtag Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So now, of course, the question is, who is she going to be playing? And let's dive into a little bit about what we know so far about Guardians 3. And if you're trying to avoid any type of spoilers for Guardians 3, here's your warning, although they're not particularly huge. But we will be talking about the villain. The villain is pretty much confirmed to be the High Evolutionary. We have speculated about this for a while, and then some photos got released from the paparazzi that showed a bunch of animal alien looking people. And what these are experiments done on animals to make them kind of humanoid by the High Evolutionary. That's exactly what the High Evolutionary does. In fact, he is the one who created Rocket Raccoon. And it's widely believed that these evolved animals who are humanoids are going to be living on Counter Earth, a planet that the High Evolutionary creates in the comics that mimics Earth, but instead of humans, it has all of his experiments, his evolved animals. So it's possible that Maria could be playing somebody related to the High Evolutionary, or she could even be playing one of these evolved animal species. But keep in mind, Deadline said she is playing a key role. Now, she could be playing somebody that is a part of the Sovereign, and I think that the Sovereign actually works for the High Evolutionary, because if you think about it, it just makes sense. They are all about evolution, just like the High Evolutionary is. So she could be playing a council member of the Sovereign. In the post-credit scene of Guardians 2, Aisha is told that the council is waiting for her, and she replies with, "They are perturbed that she has wasted their resources." So perhaps Maria is going to be a part of the council that addresses Aisha. Now, at the same time, she could be playing some type of a superhero. I think it would be really cool if they introduced even more heroes in Guardians 3, especially since this is the end for most of the Guardians. But I'm pretty confident that the actual Guardians of the Galaxy team is going to be a permanent thing in the MCU, however the members will swap in and out. So she could be a new hero joining the MCU. We'll have to wait and see, but let me know your best guess in the comments down below. Be sure to let me know what you think about all the latest news. Don't forget to like the video and of course subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest MCU news. And for live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.